So this video is going to give you a very quick introduction to 365 Classroom. Okay, so the first thing that you need to do is log on to your 365 web browser. Okay, and when you log in, you see all of your different waffles. Okay, so the Classroom one is this little leaf that says Classroom. So if I click on this, it'll take me into the Microsoft Classroom page. Okay, so for you to do this, your school has to set it up. So you'll have to get a hold of the IT person in charge of your 365 accounts. Okay, so from here, you can see that I have a fresh page. The first thing that I would do is simply add a new class. Okay, so I'll go ahead and I'll add a new class, and you can see the things that come with this. So every class comes with assignments, file sharing, Onenote classroom, or excuse me, class notebook, conversations, and calendar. Okay, so we'll call this, I'm going to call this Advanced Math 3. Okay, so I'm going to create this for one of my classes that I've got. Okay, so it's going to take a little bit to create this. Okay, so here is the platform. We've got assignments. We've got your assignments where you can add in specific assignments. Let's see, we got to add students first. So let's go through that. So right now I have one teacher, myself, and 0 students. So I'm going to click on this little link, and this is where I could potentially add another teacher if I was co-teaching or somebody else was teaching this exact same class. We could do it together. Probably I would only do this if we were actually co-teaching, because this is going to be specific for a specific class. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add a few students here. I'm going to pause this video. I'll add just a couple. Okay, so I've just added 4 students. So we're going to go ahead and hit add. It's going to take a few minutes for this or a few seconds to add, and you can see their email addresses there. Okay, so this is basically the homepage for this scenario. Okay, so for assignments, you can click on new assignments. You can call it whatever it is, give it a due date, and then you can even attach the worksheet that you want to give to the students or whatever you want to give to them so that they have the ability to do the assignment. And you can even open up a discussion box for this particular assignment. So if you wanted there to be some kind of collaboration, you could allow that to happen. Okay, and you would hit done. There is a calendar, so if you wanted to put tests on there and say, hey, we're going to have a test on Tuesday, that's how you would add new events. Okay, wow, that showed all of my specific ones. The conversation tool is a place where kids can come in and ask questions or even make comments about whatever you want them to. So you can start a new conversation. They have the ability to start a conversation. So there's that tool. There is a planner, so you can have specific events happen. So I haven't played too much around with the planner topic. We'll take a quick look at what it looks like. Okay, so it gives you the idea of tasks. So you can give specific students a task for maybe a specific group. That would be pretty neat. So if you wanted to do some group collaboration, you can do it that way. You can create a website or pages for putting your materials, okay, as well as files. So files would just be that can be linked to your OneDrive. So if you wanted to put all of your worksheets or all of your notes directly into files, they would have the ability to access those in this shared area. Okay. The big seller on this is Class Notebook. So Class Notebook is something that is completely, it's just a really awesome way for kids to interact, to access all of the information that you have. It's really cool. Okay, so this is an example of a OneNote class notebook. Okay, and I've just created this class, so it looks very empty. So I want to show you what you can do with OneNote. The online version is very limited, so what I suggest is using the desktop version. Okay, so what I have down below is a desktop version. So just so you know, you can edit the online version, but it is far easier to manipulate the desktop version instead. Okay, so I've created this previously, so you can take a look, at a different class that I've already done. So this is what OneNote class notebook looks like. Okay, you have this kind of a home page. You have a collaboration tab. So a collaboration tab is a place where I can put stuff and all of the students can come and collaborate. Okay, so these are my specific warm-ups that we've done throughout the year. So I use OneNote with a tablet, which allows me to write on this. And as a math teacher, that's pretty vital. But anything that I write down saves instantly, and a student maybe with a different tablet at the back of the classroom can be following along in their notebook, and as I write, it'll immediately sync and they can see this information in front of them. Okay, and they could potentially even add comments or show me the next step or an alternate way to do something. Okay. We have the content library. So the content library is the place where only I can add information. So for my class, these are all of the chapters that we have gone over. Okay, so I have the notes, and what I've done for this is basically inserted the textbook PDF into this, and then what I do is I simply will teach on the top of it. So I'll fill this in as we go. I can slide over and I basically have this infinite amount of space to draw as I teach. Okay, and again, all of this is being saved instantly as I go. So these kids can access this from anywhere. I have the worksheets here. So if they have a question on question number 5, I can say, okay, here it is, I've got it, and I can start writing immediately. The last section is each of these students has their own little folder. Okay, so if I click on a student, they have this place where they can put in class notes. We haven't used this a lot for this specific class. We have a place where they can do homework. This was a day that he first started doing this. So here is an example of a homework that I've assigned to them to do on their tablets, and they can go in, and as soon as they write, I have access to their assignment, so they don't have to turn it in anywhere. It is immediately here, and I can even come in and say, oh no, this one was wrong, or type whatever I want and write and say, oh, this is a terribly drawn graph, whatever I need to do. Okay, so we can even have in-class work, or and you can actually come up and create these tabs, whatever you want these to be. You could have quizzes and do it that way. Whatever you choose as the teacher are these tabs. Okay, so another quick thing that you can do with this within these students' homeworks. So let's say I wanted to, let's see if I have one that's not written all over. There we go. Let's say I wanted, so here's this worksheet that is simply a PDF that I printed into this page, and I want to share this and give this to all of my students so they can do this. There there's this class notebook. So this is an additional add-on that you have to download from the internet. So it's class notebook. And basically what I can do is this is the place where I can distribute a page. So I can distribute it into, let's say, their homework one. And immediately this will be distributed into all of my students' homework tab. Okay, so there it will be. I can also go and do that. And so let's say I'm going to go and now grade these assignments. So they've gone through, they've done their assignment, and now I want to grade those. So I can hit review the work, and I can go into that place where I found it, and I can click on 5.1, and now I see all of my students. And so I can click on each one, go through and grade and write on whatever they've done. And it is a very quick and simple way to access each student's information. Okay, so that is a very quick what OneNote can do in your classroom. I use this every day, all day, every day. So if you do have questions, you can message me below, and I'll try to answer any questions I can. But what a great tool for this 365. So students can access this notebook from online anywhere, or if they want to just download the app, they can download it on their phones and have access to it. They can download it, the desktop version, to their desktops, and it will be there forever and have the same abilities as their tablets. So this is just a phenomenal product by 365.